Talkback.
Nate and I met at Apple Farm, an arts camp for children where we were both teaching. I was teaching puppetry.
I was teaching jazz.
I had a solo set, and a lot of it was Bird Brains and the beginnings of what would become Who Kill. And I got invited to open for Dirty Projectors, and I was like, I don't want to do these large venues by myself. I need a bass player. What about my friend Nate? We rehearsed for that tour, and then Dave Longstreth from Dirty Projectors was like, can you do the US leg? And I was like, yes, please. And Nate was like, I can't, I have a tour with my other band. And then he was like, oh, then it's off.
He was like, it's either the two of you or nothing. Because I think up until that point, it was like, no, it's just Merrill. Like, I'm just kind of helping out. But I think he saw that chemistry musically between us.
And I'm glad he did, because then I think with each record, you got involved more on the composition. And Nikki Nack wouldn't be Nikki Nack without you. Nate said, we needed to write a record. Merrill, how are we ever going to write a record? It was NBA playoff season. And we had every night this inspiration of like, they must work so hard to get like athlete kind of inspiration. I don't know if that's where it came from, but we were like, we are going to be disciplined like athletes while we're here. And so it was like morning time.
Early, the crack of 7 a.m.
Quiet meditation, walks in the desert. I would do my writing there. And then we'd be like, okay, now it's time for 30 minutes of physical warm-up, 30 minutes of drum rudiments, and then 30 minutes of vocal warm-ups. And then we would do an hour and a half for song number 1 of the day, and then in the afternoon, song number 2 of the day. And then we would be like, good job, and pat ourselves on the back and have a nice dinner and watch some more NBA playoffs.
Nikki Nack was the first album that we recorded first and then figured out how to play live second.
Whoa.
So with Nikki Nack, we were writing it like kind of like in the studio.
When we got to choosing a band, auditioning a band, and then rehearsing a band, we were like, what were we thinking? And now when we watch, like when we were watching the KEXP sessions of ourselves playing, it's like, this is just...
Oh, to be young again.
So the album title originally was Cinco. That came from syncopation because I wanted to understand syncopation more. And then the wordplay of syncopation and sinking and sinkholes, and the song Cinco, part of it was like about like the earth literally opening up. Cinco will swallow you up. Cinco will swallow you up. It literally ate him up. And then I was like, but not the Spanish word for 5. I started to get into my head about it too much, and in retrospect, I kind of wish that we had just called the record Cinco. Do you?
I like Nikki Nack.
Great. It's settled then. Nikki Nack, it shall stay. The other title was Change-O Strange-O. Oh, Change-O Strange-O, another rearrange-O. And Change-O Strange-O, I think, is also a good record name, if anyone needs one. My favorite track. I go between songs because I feel like Water Fountain gets played so much by us and I hear it more. Like I want to be sick of it, but I'm so proud of it. I can't believe that you were like playing in 2 different keys at the same time. How did it come about?
I remember you had written the, chorus, and you were like, it's in minor, it's like dark, it's like really evil sound. And I was like, okay, like we can definitely do that, but it's like it sounds pretty happy in major to me. Like to my ears it sounds like it's in D flat major. Why don't we try both? But I just remember being like, I hear it this way, you hear it this way, so like we're both right. It
is a musical relationship in a song of like, here's where I hear it, here's where you hear it, and then let's get wild.
Find a new way.
Okay, find a new way. Wanted to find a new way. And the new way was composing, instead of in loops, to compose more measures that wouldn't be able to fit on my looping pedal. So dig-a-dit, 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 dig-a-dig-a-dig-dig. So that was the full pattern of the drum beat, the kick drum beat, which seemed insane.
And it used to be the last song on the album when we were originally sequencing it, and then Jane, our A&R woman, was like, it should be first, and I think that was a really good decision.
Nikki Nack Talkback.